Hello, everybody. Jafet here again. I'm the producer of the International Puerto Rico Tattoo Convention with my brother Leroy, with Yalsi, who hosts the show alongside with Phoebes. And I have the honor this year to work with this great person and this great lady. Her name is Carmean. We wanted to do something different, never done before. And we wanted to dedicate this edition to all the women who started the movement. And Jen has been like amazing. She helped us put everything together, invite her friends. She's been doing this for more 30 years?
30 years this year, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So happy to have you here. And thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you guys for everything. I can't tell you what this means to all of us women. First time something like this has ever been put together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to give it to Yalsi. Yalsi, when we talked about this last year, he was the one that said there's nothing for women, and I respect all the people and also the woman that has been doing this for so many years. And we start brainstorming about what we can do, and then we suddenly say, yo, let's dedicate this next edition. So you were like the first name that he came up with, and say, this is the person that I know can help us put this together. And thank you. 30 years in the industry. When you started, it's not the same thing like the industry right now.
Oh, not even remotely.
Exactly. Talk to me a little bit about that experience you had.
When I first started, it was still like, tattooing was still very socially stigmatized. Most of the people that came to get tattooed were on the fringes of polite society. It wasn't something that people did to fit in. So really, just based on who was coming to get tattooed and the type of people that were attracted to it, to the trade and whatnot, it was a rough trade. Mm-hmm. So women were rare, and they were still rare by the time that I came in, just by virtue of how difficult the situation was. And over the years you watch it progress, and that slowly but surely the rough edges got smoother and smoother, and now you've got something that's like very socially acceptable, and people no longer get tattooed to be outside of polite society. Now they do it to fit in. So that's like
crazy,
really,
right?
Yeah, it's so strange to see it over a long arc like that. It's been pretty wild, And
I don't know how it was back then, but when you tell your parents or your family that you wanted to be an artist, did they accepted it right away, or?
Oh no,
it was
not
really
at all.
hard, I imagine, right?
Yeah, no, they were horrified. It was bad. My father was a military veteran, and he came home not tattooed at all because they were so staunchly they were conservative.
Yeah.
We're a conservative Catholic family. This was not something that you did.
Yeah.
The first time my mother saw a tattoo, it was on my arm, and she was like out of her mind, threatened me with Brillo pads, and I will get that off you, but they eventually learned to accept that this is what I was doing. They figured out I'm not asking them for money or for help, and they eventually came around.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you've seen like the growth of women in the industry. How does that make you feel? Because you were one of the pioneers.
Well, I think it's great. It's really, tattooing pre-recorded history was it was something that women did. Mm-hmm. Like that was part of in tribal culture, women were the healers, and tattooing was part of healing culture. So women have always been tattooers, and somewhere along the line, it just evolved the way that it did. And then, when we got around to the time that some of the women that are here that are older than me, I mean, there were a handful of tattooers in the world, and they were less than 1% of that. So, like, just a tiny fraction of a single percentage were women tattooers. Mm-hmm. So, it's interesting to see now so many young women coming into the industry, and it's still only, doing research for the event, it's around 25% of tattooers are now female.
Okay.
And one of the great things about this that you're doing here is that I don't know how many of these women know what it was like for us coming in.
Now they are tattooing, but they have no clue. Yeah,
right. They don't have any idea of the history and like how difficult it was for some of these people coming in. I mean, it wasn't easy for me, but for them it was crazy.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, you're trying to make a living, but you can't get a credit card. No one's going to give you a loan for a business, and it's already a male-dominated field.
Yeah.
So they had
hard.
all of that.
Oh my
hard.
gosh.
Yeah. These women are tough as nails.
That's true. And what has been the hardest part of your career, if you can mention, that you have to overcome?
Just being taken seriously. I mean, being female and also I'm really short. I'm like 5 feet tall. So folks they look at you, and for the longest time I looked like a little kid. And I just, it was like, oh yeah, you're cute and all, but and finally at one point somebody turned around and said, man, you tattoo like a man. And I was like, hey, I must be doing something right, but that's been really the hardest part of it. I mean, it still happens still to this day. Yeah, it's kind of, now it's the opposite. Like, if you go into a shop, they see an older lady coming in, they're not even interested in talking to you. So, yeah.
It's crazy. It's very hard, like, to be a woman in this industry. Like, you guys are super warriors, like strong, to be so many, to be there and still being relevant because people respect you for 30 years, like, doing it. You have some good skin,
Oh yeah, definitely thick skins.
Yeah.
That's a lesson that some of these younger folks can learn. Like, maybe not be so sensitive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you have to overcome so many obstacles to just being there. And then one thing is to get there, but another thing is to maintain yourself for 30 years. That to me is like, wow, like, hands down, like, it shows the character of you guys, that everything you've done, and mad respect for you, definitely.
Thank you so much.
No, if you can give like some advice for a young woman who wants to get into this world, what would be like 2-3 things that you can tell them?
Well, always conduct yourself in a professional manner. Don't ever trade on your sexuality for attention. Work hard, earn your place. Don't try and take the easy road. Come into tattooing the right way. Do an apprenticeship. Seek out somebody whose work you respect and like, and then pursue it that way. Don't take the easy way. You'll never be. It's hard enough to get the respect of other tattooers to begin with, and if you're trying to take the shortcuts, it's never going to work out in the end.
Never.
Yeah.
At anything.
No. Nothing.
Always do what you have to do.
Always. Yeah.
Super smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is your first time in Puerto Rico?
No. I've been doing your show for a few years now. Yeah, actually.
Of course. I have so many artists coming.
Yeah, of course. I don't expect you to know.
Yeah. Like, what can you tell about being in Puerto Rico and this convention for a couple of years? Now, what can you say about this convention that makes it special?
Oh, this convention is special not just because there's such a high caliber of skill set here.
Yeah.
It's also the way the show has been curated, the caliber of people, the warmth and loveliness of all the artists that come to this show, the willingness to share, and just the spirit of camaraderie is something that's been missing in shows for a long time. And it reminds me of tattoo conventions that I used to go to back in the day when I was a younger tattooer. And it's just been wonderful. It's like everybody's so great and so talented, but there's no like real ego. So it's fabulous. I talk this show up all the time. Love it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to give it to Yalsi because Yalsi, he wants to bring the best people and invite the best people, but also the best persons.
Yeah.
From heart. And we as promoters, we try to respect and serve the artists as best as we can. So everybody feels welcome and everybody have a good experience in Puerto Rico. And I think that's the best our DNA, you know, like treating people with respect.
You guys are the best.
Thank you.
You really have been like amazing this whole way through.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very
I can't
much.
thank you enough for everything.
And today at 5, what time is it?
Soon. It's
Whoa,
soon.
Now.
Ooh, right now.
You gotta run there.
Yeah, I guess
so
I do.
We're gonna have like maintain the check our Instagram. They're gonna have like a conference, like
A panel.
A panel.
A discussion panel.
A discussion panel right now. The women's. So don't go far. Stay connected. We're gonna cover up through our social media. So check it out. We'll be right back.
Thank you.